Parents' Day Part 2 by Rose. Scootaloo, who was still a bit crying, looked at Apple Bloom, who was still crying herself. "So tell me about your mom and dad," said Scootaloo. Apple Bloom was still a bit crying, but she looked at Scootaloo. "It was when I was a baby," said Apple Bloom. Apple Bloom began to tell what happened about her parents. A few years ago, Applejack with Big Mac, who was working in the barn when their parents returned home from hospital. "We're home. Come meet your sister Applebloom," said Peach Blossom. Applejack and her brother and Granny Smith left the barn and walked up to their parents and to see their new sister. "She looks like your mother," said Green Apple. "Mom, she's pretty," said Big Mac. "Can I hold her?" asked Applejack. Peach Blossom said, "Of course you can," and she gave her Apple Bloom. Applejack looked at her baby sister and said, with a smile, "I love her so much." And Apple Bloom looked at her big sister and laughed a little bit. Big Mac walked up and said, "I love her too." A few days had passed since Applejack's parents returned home. "It has been raining for 3 weeks. We should move to a safer place," said Green Apple to his wife. "Yeah, let's move to out of town. We can stay at my mom and dad's farm," said Peach Apple. "Sounds good," said Green Apple. Early the next morning. "Why are we moving so early?" asked Applejack. "Because it's not safe for us here anymore," said her mother. And Applejack's brother just looked at her and said, "Yup, let's move out," said Green Apple. Green Apple was just carrying out the last of the boxes of the house to the carriage outside. While the carriage was leaving, Applejack and Big Mac looked at their old house while it disappeared on the horizon. "Later, outside of town, looks like we have crossed the river," said Green Apple. "It is safer. It looks deep and high," said his wife. "Don't worry, I'm here kids first over the rocks," said Green Apple. Big Mac walked over first with Apple Bloom to make the others to the other side safely. Next one to go over was Applejack. But Applejack fell in the river, and she yelled for her mother, and Peach Blossom jumps in the water. "Honey jumps on her," screamed Green Apple. Peach Blossom managed to put Applejack on the shore, and she asked her daughter if she was okay. And Applejack said, "Yeah, I'm wet, but I'm okay." Green Apple looked at his wife in the river on the shore and asked, "Are you okay, honey?" Peach Blossom looked at her husband and said, "Yeah, I am, sweetheart." But just then a big wave came and carried both Peach Blossom and Green Apple away, dragged them underwater. Applejack, who was just still on the shore, could just watch and screamed, "No!" and she started to cry. Big Mac, who also saw what happened, he was terrified and he screamed, "Mom! Dad! No!" But Applejack, who was still on the shore, could do nothing and just cry. Both of Applejack and Big Mac could just watch when the parents disappear underwater without doing nothing. Big Mac just wanted to jump into water to save them, but he could just leave his baby sister on the shore as well, not even leaving Applejack alone. So he couldn't just do anything, just watch when they disappear underwater. A few days later, Applejack, Big Mac, Granny Smith, and Appleblom was present at their parents' funeral. Applejack, she cried so much when she was wearing her father's hat. And she said, "This is all my fault." And Big Mac looked at her sister and said, "Nope." Granny Smith looked at her granddaughter and said, "It is not any pony's fault," said Granny Smith, who was holding Appleblom, who was chewing on one of her hoops. After Appleblom was finished telling the story about her parents, both Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo could just look at their friend, seeing her crying so much. And even Sweetie Belle walked up to her friend and gave her a hug. "That's so sad," said Scootaloo, and even she started to cry even again, and even more. "I never got to know them," said Appleblom, who was still crying so much. "I'm so sorry about that, Appleblom," said Scootaloo. "Let us go into town and get some ice cream." Appleblom looked at Scootaloo with a smile and said, "Yeah, let's go." And on the way to the Ponyville, they talked about their families who they lost. Sweetie Belle said to both Appleblom and Scootaloo that they should try to remember all the good things they had heard about their parents, and they will always be in their hearts and their memories. Anytime they're feeling sad, try to remember all the good things they know about their parents, and that will make them happy. Both Scootaloo and Appleblom agreed with Sweetie Belle.